A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
Oh, well. Let's talk about something that will calm me and make me happier. How about we go talk about the top 10, or the 10 species in the 2024 PHP.
The top 10 species.
There's only 10 of them.
Do we have time for that?
I do.
mean, if we don't, we can cut it into 2 episodes. Yeah, I'm good.
True.
I think this one's simpler, maybe.
Seems like it. Yeah, it should be quicker to get through.
Let's see.
All right. Well, do we just want to go down the list?
Who played in ASMR? Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
I did.
Alright, you read the first one.
1 second. I need to find the
Okay.
thing.
It's the top 10 species.
Faster.
It says the 10 species, but I'm so accustomed to BuzzFeed.
My brain autocorrects
it's
it.
the top,
to top
10. Yeah, it's
Yep, it's a tier list.
Oh, we're so cooked.
true. This is what years of
Okay.
BuzzFeed does to the brain.
True.
Okay. Now included as a species in the core rules based on the ASMR from Mordenkainen's. Okay.
Do we want to read the bullet points or do we want to go down? Because there is like a below section.
Yeah, there's like a thing.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. ASMR getting their Celestial Revelation trait at level 3, and as a bonus action was a change from the Monsters in the Multiverse that is carried through to 2024 ASMR. An updated boost to this power for the new core rules is that the ASMR no longer has to pick which option of this trait you want to take when you unlock it. Instead, you choose what option you want to take whenever you activate it.
No way,
Cool.
really? Wow.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It makes the race strong. Sorry, species.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that every single time?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
that makes kind of no sense flavor-wise, and also
Yeah.
that's really, really strong for racial trait.
It is. Because at first I was assuming it was you do it and then whichever one you pick when it happens is what you're stuck with. And I was like, oh, that's cool because it's like you have that revelation in the moment, right? No, never mind. I don't like it anymore. I don't.
Yeah, it's. I mean, their wording down here is they're trying to make it seem like the Eladrin, where the Eladrin changes seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's now tied to your mood and emotional state when you call upon it.
Yeah,
But there's a difference there whenever you can change between having a fly speed and doing damage from a racial feature.
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Taryn. That's not strong at all.
That doesn't seem. That's not this race. That's the Eladrin species. This species is the angel people. Why do they suddenly decide they're a fallen angel when they weren't?
Fall.
They have necrotic shroud, like their dad is like, I don't know, the god of goodness, and they activate necrotic shroud.
Everyone has an emo phase.
Yeah, they're being a little rebellious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit rebellious. I am going to.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna put something inside of a 2-tiered cake and no one can stop me.
I do think actually there is a difference between the below section and the above section, so we might just want to read both.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I was looking there, like some of the races aren't, or species aren't down here. I'm gonna keep saying it. I do like the change to species, but my brain just keeps saying races.
It's a learned thing. It's a behavior that we've done for years, so
I
we're
don't
gonna
care
keep
for
making that mistake.
species. I would have preferred ancestry.
Ancestry would have been
Species
nice.
is so sciency. It's weird for me.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway,
don't want sci-fi in your fantasy?
no.
Okay,
don't.
there in the bullet points there is also an additional ASMR feature. So inner radiance, previously radiant consumption, still deals radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus within a 10-foot radius, but the extra radiant damage on one attack per turn has been moved to the broader celestial revelation feature.
Okay, so you also just do extra radiant damage with celestial
Yes, they get
revelation now as well. So it's an even bigger buff.
and
Dang.
it's just slightly more
Time
consistent.
to play all Bard Isomar team.
There
Well,
you go.
so long as the other species are in line with this level of strength, whatever. I just highly doubt that.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'll just go down the bullet point list. So next is Dragonborn, classic favorite. Glad it's still in the PHB. Breath weapon now functions similar to what it is or to what is in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. Can be used as part of an attack action and has uses equal to your proficiency bonus and damage scales from 1d10 up to 4d10 at level 17.
Right.
Still pretty useless, but fine. People have fun with it, I guess, roleplay wise. It
Yeah.
just sucks that it's part of a saving throw. But anyway.
It's extra damage if you can manage it.
Yeah, but it's in place of an attack action, so you.
And it's
could
part
just
of an
hit it.
attack action now.
Yeah. So like you'd be forfeiting an attack.
Yeah.
I think.
No, it says part of, not in place of.
Yeah. So like if you
if-
had 2 attacks, it could be 1 attack in your 2 attacks.
Is it that, or is it after you
I-
finish
I
all your
think-
attacks, you can also do this for free?
Well, that would be even
Fizbands!
better than what I had assumed. Yeah, let me pull up Fizbands and look.
Yeah, I cannot tell which one they mean because it.
It is very poorly worded.
Okay.
I'm pulling up Fizbands. Continue,
Mhm.
continue.
Well, either way, if you had a great sword or if you had a great axe, your potential for damage is higher until it goes up to 2d10. And then even pointed, depending on the class that you're playing, it still is better. Especially if you want to play a magic-based, if you want to play a caster Dragonborn, this does not help you at all.
Here's what it
It's
says.
part of an attack action.
When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation of magical energy in a 15-foot cone. So it's what I
Okay.
thought.
Okay, so it's a replacement. So it's not necessarily better. It's an option, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just worse firebolt though because it's a save instead of to hit.
My biggest thing is that it's a save. I understand
Yeah.
why, because it's an AoE,
Yeah, AoE.
but it's just the way that saves work in 5e and this, presumably, they suck.
Yeah.
Because the monster or whatever you're fighting, if it succeeds, is going to do no damage. Or even if it does half damage,
This one
might have been even better just to
does
attack.
it's half damage on a fail.
Okay. So at level 17, at most you're going to do with this feature is 20 damage, assuming no resistances, no immunities.
No,
What?
40 damage if you roll
Well,
maximum.
If
On a save, if they save.
On a save.
Oh,
yeah.
if they save on it. Yeah. If they succeed on the save, yes.
Yeah. So, but oh well. Whatever.
But if they fail, you could get 40.
True. Still
40
does
is
not
nothing to sniff
match
at.
up to what the ASMR can do.
No, but it's
No, absolutely
I
not.
think the point of it is more so to give the Dragonborn a little bit of an area of an effect attack, which you're right, if you're a spellcaster is kind of but if you're a martial Dragonborn, that's kind of nice just to have that option.
Probably. It would work well for fighters and barbarians. I don't think it would work well for monks because they want to depend on their focus points.
Yeah.
And they'll want to use features from that probably. And it certainly will not work well at all on rogues. Because they only
Also,
get one
it
attack.
does gain more effects. I'm looking at it now. If it works the same as it does in Fizbands, at level 5, you can actually choose to modify it so that it can do one of a few things.
Oh.
Which
that'll be
is
nice.
you can either make a person incapacitated if they fail, You can knock them prone and push them 20 feet away if they fail.
Well, that'll be
Those
nice.
are you can add those to it at level 5.
If it has those things, that'll be nice. But
Yeah.
anyway, breath weapon still isn't perfect. It's just a strange thing. But other than that, you can now choose the shape of your breath weapon each time. 15-foot cone or 30-foot line.
It's kind of cool.
I guess again, I don't like this idea of like suddenly now you're a blue skin dragonborn when you were red before. But whatever, I guess. I also don't know how often people are going to use 30-foot line. I guess if you're exclusively melee and you have nothing beyond a 5-foot or 10-foot reach, like nothing at all, no javelins, no hand axes, you got nothing, this will help you. Otherwise, I mean, maybe you'll line something up very well, but I don't know. And then the last feature from it, Draconic Flight. At level 5, your Dragonborn can sprout spectral wings that appear similar to your breath weapon. You gain a fly speed for up to 10 minutes. This feature is once per long rest. Okay. It's nice, I guess. 10 minutes. Pretty balanced, I think. Doesn't say if it's an action or not. Probably is an action. Once per long rest is okay. I would prefer if it was a little bit more.
Draconic Flight.
I would have preferred it like be either once per short rest or once per or proficiency bonus per long rest, but oh well.
I'm looking.
I also personally don't care for them being spectral wings.
Bonus action is what
Yeah.
it says in
Okay.
Fizzbends.
That's all right.
Why
I don't like
can't
the
you just
Well, the
have
reason they're
wings?
spectral is because it's originally from specifically Gem Dragonborn, so I think the whole thing is it's supposed to be like a psychic-y kind of thing because that's what Gem Dragons do, but
Gotcha.
you're right, I don't like that still.
I think it'd be cooler if they just had wings.
Yeah.
Maybe not from level 1, but you know, somehow they get their wings and then they can
You
fly
could
with
have
them.
some cool body horror stuff
But
in
then
there.
they'd be more like a half dragon.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. I don't care.
How does that work if you have a half-dragon Dragonborn? Do they just look more dragony?
I think so.
I don't know.
What? Everybody was saying Dragonborn. Whatever happened to Wyvernborn? I want a guy that's got wings on his arms.
Yes.
Levi doesn't like that.
I dig it.
The only thing I
We're
could
on
do
dwarves.
to make it worse is call it Wyvernborn.
We're
Or so, like he has
Oh,
the arm
dwarves.
wings, but it's also like the thumbs are in the weird place, like
Yeah.
moving on to
Wyvern wings
dwarves.
are.
Yeah.
We're moving on. We're moving.
Okay. I sure hope they don't get rid of my really favorite feature, stone cutting.
Dwarves have been streamlined. They now all receive Dwarven Toughness, Dark Vision to a range of 120 feet, and an updated Stone Cunning. Your speed is now 30 feet. Wasn't it originally 25 for
I think
dwarves?
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
That's really
Short.
funny. Stone Cunning. The 2014 features have been replaced.
Okay.
You now gain Tremor Sense for 10 minutes on stone surfaces as a bonus action. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. The
This sucks
2024
donkey
PHP,
doo-doo butt.
the 2024 PHP really just is the we hate flavor
Yeah.
PHP, isn't it?
Yes.
It's
Yep.
Also, 10 minutes of tremor sense specifically on stone surfaces as compared to getting a whole ass fly speed
Yeah.
is so funny.
it's so good.
Uh,
Also, I like how they've just given up on sub races for dwarves because that's what the first part about them being streamlined is for.
Mm.
Because there used to be hill dwarves and like mountain dwarves.
yeah.
So now it's just
there should be
dwarves.
that distinction.
But
They
if we
cut
go down to the
down-
very next race, sorry, species, they have kept the distinctions.
Yes.
What now? What species could possibly influence them to do that? Jordan.
Elf.
Mm.
Another one of God's favorite idiots.
Man, I love freedom.
You can choose insight, perception, or survival for the keen sense trait.
I
Drow
don't know
no
what the
longer
trait-
suffer from sunlight sensitivity. High Elf starts with Prestidigitation cantrip, but can replace it with a different cantrip from the wizard spell list whenever you complete a long rest, because that's
That's-
how cantrips work.
That's pretty strong.
That's
Yeah, that's-
absurd.
Bonkers busted. Wood Elf. Mask of the Wild has been replaced with Knowledge of the Druid Craft Cantrip. Each elf variant has an associated pair of spells gained at level 3 and 5. Each spell is always prepared and can be cast once without a spell slot, or again using your character's available spell slots.
Okay.
I would also like to point out that Half Elf has been killed, and I'm taking it personally, and I'm
Oh
upset
yeah,
about
that
it.
was
Yeah,
a
it
big
is
thing
just
about this
gone.
edition
We'll
of the
get
game.
to that. We'll get to that as we get
I'm
to
not
the end of
happy.
it, because there's a lot of there's another race that got its halves gutted.
It was me.
Yeah.
Half gnome.
This is all. It's fine.
Hey, if you go off of Vivia lore, halflings and gnomes are half species, so
we got half your species.
Play a half gnome.
you're gonna try. We've established this.
What if you played a half gnome, half halfling?
So true.
But you got the half part from either of those. Like, it's like the thing, like, if your parents were like a mermaid and a minotaur and you just ended up as some dude, you didn't get the creature parts of either.
Well, okay, but like that implies that like part of being a gnome and halfling is like being regular sized.
All right, listen.
So you would just be a normal looking guy
guys,
who's short.
I'm
Oh my
on
god,
the
it's
train.
Xamda with the tall halfling.
Guys, I'm on the train right now, and I see you guys at the station over there, and I'm saying goodbye as I'm still on the train of the same train of thought, and you all have gotten off on the last station. All right,
Yep.
you
I got distracted by my upset about half elves.
not even. Not even.
You're the one who did the wyvern thing earlier.
Yeah. Anyway, this is fine. I think this is certainly not as strong as Dragonborn or ASMR.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ASMR is definitely taking the cake so far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
On
Where
the
do they
bright
take
side.
the cake
Okay.
to?
Well, up next is everyone's favorite.
Taryn. Sorry, gnome.
What?
Squiggles!
I'm so glad Gnome made this channel. I'm so gnome pilled right now.
I'm very gnome maxing.
Oh,
We
Go
need to
ahead,
see
Taryn.
Squiggles played in a campaign. Sorry,
I
continue.
would love to play Squiggles.
Squiggles
on
was
campaign.
Squiggles goes hard.
Yeah. Okay. Gnome's speed is now 30 feet.
Excellent.
Okay. Forest gnome, speak with small beasts has been replaced with the speak animal spell.
Excellent.
Boo. The spell is always prepared and you can cast it without a spell slot a number of times equal to your proficiency
Wait.
bonus.
This is immediately better than just straight up Ranger the class.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Anyway, continue.
You now have to play a gnome to get the full effects of the ranger class.
Gnome,
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also cast it with spell slots available to your character class.
Mhm.
Rock gnomes, you gain the mending and prestidigitation cantrips. Tinker trait has also been reworked for 2024 rock gnome. Its effects are based on prestidigitation, and you can still have up to 3 devices at a time.
Excellent. I love not having any flavor at all except for what spells do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally just replacing features with spells. It's so stupid.
Across the board, except ASMR and Dragonborn.
Except ASMR and Dragonborn.
And
So far.
dwarves, actually. Dwarves also get their
No, dwarves just
Thing.
got shit on.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
They just
Hey.
get 20 cents on stone.
I miss the funny stone cunning where you could say, DM, tell me where this rock has been for the past 500 years.
Yeah.
I miss that. That
That's
was so funny.
That's such a cool
It's
feature.
like Keen
too.
Mind, but a racial feature.
Yeah, and about rocks.
And about rocks.
Okay, well,
Speaking of rocks,
Goliath. Now included as a species in the core rules and based on the Goliath in Monsters of the Multiverse. Speed is
Ooh.
35. Now, isn't that a bit speciesist that the tall people
Yes.
move faster than the short people? Anyway,
Mhm.
I mean, that
notice
is
how
it
they
works, though.
notice how they've just created the exact same problem they had before by just increasing everyone by 5
Yeah.
feet. I can't believe it. We've done it. We beat bigotry. All you did is create bigotry again.
No, this is big a tree.
Real.
The big people
Big tree. Okay.
faster.
Giant ancestry. You can now choose the type of giant you descended from, selecting from cloud, fire, frost, hill, and stone, or storm. Each give you a specific benefit. You can use a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. I'll scroll down to check that in a minute. I imagine it's down there. Large form. At level 5, you can use a bonus action to become large for 10 minutes, gaining advantage on strength checks and increasing your speed by 10 feet. So
Just let them be large.
get big. Moo.
Just let them always be large.
Ah!
It doesn't matter.
Allow a player race to be very unique and create circumstance that the DM would have to prepare an account for and or the party would have to prepare an account for? I don't think so, Taryn.
See, that's
You're
why I don't like
stupid.
the next feature. The next feature kind of makes me mad.
You're
Powerful
stupid,
build.
Taryn.
Formerly Little Giant, no longer grants proficiency in athletics, but you have advantage on saving throws made to end the grappled condition, in addition to increased carrying capacity.
Like anybody uses carrying capacity like 90% of the time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I would
sure
rather just
also
have
it did
athletics.
also increase carrying capacity last time, and they just tacked that onto the end again to make it seem like they added that.
Well, I
Yeah,
really
because
like
nobody
where this
paid
is
attention
going.
to it.
See, what I like is that its powerful build, which if I'm not mistaken is a same or similar name to what the orcs had, which means that it's probably they don't have it anymore. But we'll
Boy.
get there when we get there. Let me see if Goliath has a thing to scroll down to. Yes. It says more or less the same thing. Like Tieflings, this ancestry doesn't have to determine your Goliath's destiny or personality. I would think not. But it does mean inheriting different gifts you can tap into. For example, a descendant of fire giants can add an additional d10 of fire damage to an attack roll. Very good. A Goliath with stone giant ancestry can use a reaction when you take damage to roll a d12, add your constitution modifier, and reduce your damage by that amount. Couldn't they already do that, just normal Goliaths? Or was that specifically for cold damage? It was something like that.
No idea.
Well, they're resistant to cold damage.
I think they had a feature that did this as well, where you
I feel like
take
you're
the
right.
damage, because I had a Goliath
This
player, my
sounds
dear
familiar.
Dixie. Each of these types of traits can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Interesting. I kind of like the Goliath. I like that for the most part. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I like mostly everything in this other than them just being medium but can become large. I think that's stupid.
I also
But-
don't like the loss of the skill proficiency. That annoys
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no.
I
Little
don't
giant,
care about that
You
myself.
counted as one size larger when determining carrying capacity, so it did just also up your carrying capacity, and they're just acting like it
That's
didn't.
so funny.
And yes, every Goliath had Stone's Endurance, which is when you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12.
I
So
thought
now what they've done is they've just broken up many little features and things and relegated them to different ones, it seems.
Okay. Well, Levi, if you want to read the next one. I think it hasn't been changed like at all though.
Halflings. Halflings have been streamlined. Uh-oh.
I love streamlining!
All 2024 halflings, again, this is just to say, we got rid of all the sub-races, dingus. Now the halfling just has everything from every sub-race.
No variations.
So they all receive brave, they all receive halfling nimbleness, they all receive luck, formerly called lucky. You wouldn't have known that, huh? And naturally stealthy traits. And your speed is now 30 feet.
They literally just removed the Y from lucky and then called it a day.
It is a very distinctive change, Taryn, that was necessary.
Oh my god.
Also gotta see who didn't make the cut. Well, actually, I already know who didn't make the cut. Okay. Jordan, you get the next cool one.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah. The 2024 human has a new set of traits that are more closely aligned with the 2014 variant human traits. So everybody's a variant human. Woo.
Human!
The only human anyone ever played.
Resourceful. You gain heroic inspiration, the 2024 version of inspiration. Thanks. Whenever you
Okay.
finish a long rest.
I'll take it.
Skillful.
Okay.
You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice. Versatile. You gain an origin feat of your choice in addition to the one gained at character creation.
Okay, well, I mean, it's human. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
nice
don't
little
know why
bonus for them to have.
I was quibbling with why did they change it to heroic inspiration? That's just why.
It is interesting. But yeah, pretty much they've just combined the two humans into
Mhm.
one because skillful was a thing that the other human got, as well as I think it was you got to increase 2 skill modifiers by +1.
Yes.
That sounds correct, but everybody
So
took
now
the feat.
they've axed that and just lumped it into variant human, which is now just human. Except if I'm reading it correctly, do you get 2 feats now or just 1 feat? I'm confused by
I
the.
think
think
that they're doing the 3.5 Pathfinder thing where you start the game
with a
with
feat.
a feat.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's a
Yeah.
thing that's in
Yeah,
Pathfinder.
Okay,
there's
so everyone
background
starts
feats,
the
if I
game with a
remember
feat,
correctly.
and then humans
Yes.
also get
Yeah.
another feat.
Yeah.
Well, specifically, which we haven't got into this yet, it'll be our next video. Now, when you get your background, it comes with what's called an origin feat.
That's right. I remember
Yeah.
us talking about that when the UA stuff came out.
Yeah, so you get another origin feat, which I don't
Okay.
know how important that distinction is between normal feats and origin feats,
Hmm.
but
So
Yeah.
it's variant human. It's
Yeah.
it's variant human. They're just human now.
yeah.
Which good, because like who played the regular human ever?
No, I didn't. I like the resourceful though. I like that. It's funny, simple.
It gives the humans something
Mm,
that is different
Perhaps
from the other races without infringing on it that being it's the indomitable human spirit. That's what it is.
Could I even say it? I might even say it. I might dare say it. It's even a little bit cute, honestly.
Is it funny?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I think I did play a normal human again on a technicality in the same case that the bard was a technicality. Because Mercury did not have a feat.
I must agree, I don't like that it's called a heroic inspiration, because what if I want my inspiration to be for villainous purposes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
There's no room for being nefarious.
What's the point in changing it to heroic inspiration?
That's
Inspiration
what I'm
was
asking.
fine.
You didn't do
There was
anything.
no need to change it.
Unless
Inspiration
it
was
changes
okay.
the feature, why did you do it?
I'm going to use my
Oh.
inspiration for dubious and perhaps nefarious purposes.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you're not allowed to use it for evil things anymore, and that's why it's called heroic.
There's a separate one called
Lame.
villainous inspiration.
We
and
wanted to get
another
rid
one.
of divine intervention because it required too much interpretation on the DM's part, but you're also not allowed to use inspiration for evil things anymore, which is completely up to interpretation on the DM's part.
Yeah.
Although this is completely a straw man and probably not how that works at all.
No,
and
it
I'm
is.
making this up.
I think
Paying
it's
your-
exactly how it works.
If you pay your taxes, but it's to a government that is performing evil deeds, you lose your heroic inspiration. No.
So no one ever gets their heroic inspiration.
Yeah. Karen.
Okay. So, orcs.
Orcs.
Now included as a species in the core rules based on the orc found in Monsters of the Multiverse. I don't know why you need to state that, but okay. Adrenaline rush. The use of this feature can be used, can be regained after a short or long rest. Cool. Dark vision has been extended to a range of 120 feet, and orcs no longer have the powerful build feature.
Yep.
It's
Called it.
gone. Oh well. Okay.
Okay, and there's a thing down here. A playable species in D&D in different versions since 1993. Orcs aren't just back on the menu, they're now part of the core rules.
That's
Karen,
not
when
how
did
the
you learn
quote
how to
goes.
rap?
Okay. The 2024 orc builds upon the Adrenaline Rush feature from Monsters in the Multiverse, which allows you to dash and gain temporary hit points as a bonus action. You now regain all uses of this trait after completing a short rest. Your 2024 orcs also get expanded dark vision. Okay.
Yay.
I mean, all right. But why do you have to get rid of powerful build? They're big,
Yeah, that
strong
makes
green people.
Absolutely
Nope.
no sense.
Not anymore. They're just green, angry humans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all the colorful tieflings.
I'm gonna knock your tieflings out. All right, it's my turn to read that. 2024 tieflings choose from one of 3 lower planes for their fiendish legacy: abyssal, chthonic, or infernal. Each tiefling variant has an associated damage resistance and a pair of spells gained at level 3 and level 5. Each spell is always prepared and can be cast once without a spell slot, or again using your character's available spell slots. Welcome to the world, everybody. Evil elves.
No,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they're not evil anymore, Pertuset.
Sorry, differently colored elves.
I thought this what the drow were.
Nope. No, they don't suffer from sunlight sensitivity. They are elves. Period. That's
Mhm.
That's what defines elves, is your sunlight sensitivity.
yeah. I mean, honestly, they don't get anything else. Or nothing else
Guys, we
changes
did it.
there.
We got rid of racism in D&D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what do drow even get?
No sunlight sensitivity.
I'll see. I'll check.
I
Yeah,
don't,
I'm looking.
I don't know if they get much besides. Oh,
Holy moly, that's a
God,
lot.
this is
They get better
bad.
dark vision. And
Oh.
that's it. Oh, and drow weapon training. Yeah, for efficiency with rapiers, short swords, and hand crossbows.
Okay.
you know, the things that like half the classes in the game are proficient with.
So yeah, they
now you
are
are
just
too.
elves. They are just elves. Yeah. And tieflings are also that, but slightly cooler.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, they also get dancing lights and fairy fire.
Well, yeah, but now all elves get the spell thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with the tieflings having 3 origin thing. That's fine. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
I like that. I like the little extra origin things. I just wish
Yeah.
they wouldn't have, taken them away from people like halflings and dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Let me read there's extra little things, but they're not about specific races. They're about things in general.
Yeah.
A boost to effectiveness. Features for several species have been given a boost to help them with more give them more value within the action economy of the game. Dragonborn can now choose whether their breath weapon comes out as a cone or a line. Gnomes now get access to speak with animals. Dwarves can now use tremor sense on stone surfaces. Traits like these and others have been looked up at and upgraded to make them more usable more often in your games. I like how they conveniently leave out the part where each of those things also came at the cost of losing
Yeah.
something else which was arguably better.
Also, saying that tremor sense exclusively on stone surfaces
Is
is
a
more
boost.
usable in your games than it used to be is insane.
I mean, I'm out here, man. Like, how?
Elves and tieflings get spells. Each of the 3 main 2024 elf lineages and 3 new
Main?
2024 tiefling lineages gains access to a unique spell at level 3 and level 5. For example, the wood elf now gains Long Strider at level 3 and Pass Without Trace at level 5. That's actually pretty good. Similarly, a chthonic tiefling gains False Life at level 3 and Ray of Enfeeblement at level 5. The 3 tiefling lineages also gain resistance to an appropriate type of damage and the Thaumaturgy cantrip. Each of the 3 elf and tiefling variants also gain a unique cantrip.
Can we just say for a second how interesting it is that they are pigeonholing builds? Like,
No, but one of the things that they said is that your abilities aren't tied to your racial features anymore, so it's more customizable.
Species features.
The only way you're gonna get use out of the wood elf stuff, which you might get it outside otherwise, but this is most synergistic with the ranger. Same for the forest gnome. And then, like, the high elf, or just normal elf, whatever you want to call them, is most synergistic with any spellcaster, period. But it's not going to work for your fighter. It's not going to work for your barbarian elf. They are pigeonholing these classes into certain species.
But your stats aren't tied to your species anymore.
Uh-oh.
So it's fully customizable.
Wait. They have a little paragraph here. Let me read
They have
this. It's
some
gonna
more. They have
it's
some
gonna
more.
explain
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
explain it to us. Each species was shaped with an eye toward the fantasy.
Oh.
When working on the revisions for each of the species for the 2024 Player's Handbook, a decision was made to focus on what the fantasy of each species is.
Yeah, just one decision was made.
Dwarves were given enhanced stone cunning, not enhanced, and dark vision to emphasize their legacy of toiling away in the mountain mines and kingdoms.
Yeah.
Goliaths lean much more heavily into their specific lineages to reflect being the descendants of giants as we understand them in D&D. That one was okay. I was okay with the Goliath. Dragonborn were given the ability to access wings because flight is absolutely one of the coolest things about dragons.
Yeah, that's the coolest
Not
thing about
sure
dragons.
if that's true.
Even humans in the 2024 Player's Handbook were given a keen focus on their role in fantasy.
Were they?
The flavor text talks about the way humans have spread throughout the multiverse, much in the way humans have done to every corner of our globe.
Well, that's
By-
because there's only humans on this planet.
Also, yeah, why are they talking about humans like they're not human?
Yeah.
By emphasizing human resourcefulness and versatility in their traits, the 2024 core rules portray humans as they're seen in stories like The Lord of the Rings or The Witcher, or even sci-fi tales like Star Trek. Never content to stay in one place, always eager to learn, grow, and explore.
Dude, they said Lord of the Rings and The Witcher and Star Trek. I love all those. All sins forgiven.
We get it. You like humans.
In some cases, this means these species have been given more choice points during the creation process, such as tieflings or Goliaths. In other cases, like halflings or dwarves, these choice points were streamlined to best serve their fantasy elements.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing favorites.
Mm-hmm.
A huge change to species in the 2024 Player's Handbook is that your ability score adjustments will no longer be tied them.
guys.
Except you have very specific abilities that are now tied to your species, which you might want to incentivize building into your class.
Yeah, it's not skillful, it's not your abilities. Okay. With the 2014 character creation rules, players often chose their class based on the species they had selected, which took away from the customizability of character creation. Now you can play any species with any character class without feeling like you're intentionally putting yourself at an ability score detriment by doing so. You're right about the ability score part.
Now you're just putting yourself at an ability detriment.
True.
by-
Who did you talk to that's saying that they picked their features
Jordan.
based on
Jordan,
where did
listen,
they
Reddit.
get this information?
ability score adjustments will no longer be tied them, Jordan.
Jordan, they
You're so
talk.
right. I'm so sorry.
And
Can we get that on a shirt?
true.
Guys.
With like Jeremy Crawford in the background of it, with just that line.
Type them.
But no, I feel like they talk to Reddit. That's who I feel like they talk to. All of these changes are things that Redditors, like who min-max every single build they make, would be like, yeah.
See, I feel
Or
like
no.
they would have talked to Redditors for identifying the problem, and then when asked how to fix the problem, they asked their staff, who, as we know, are paycheck thieves and have never played D&D. So they sat there and said, what if we gave them very complimentary things for every single class that aren't ability scores? And
Because
then
I mean,
Certainly.
I
This will
need
fix
to go
everything.
on my flavor rant again. Who cares if your ability scores didn't optimize your class at level 1? Those are going to change throughout the game. And also, it's character development. If maybe you're a shitty wizard right off the bat, and then you get better, because that's the point of level and skill progression.
listen,
Idiots.
all I'm gonna say is cilantro and mint are both green, but the flavor is very different. I rest
Yeah.
my case.
So poetic.
The way ability score adjustments work for 2024 backgrounds is that each background has 3 ability scores tied to it. You can choose to add +2 to one of those ability scores and +1 to another, or add +1 to all 3. It's just Tasha's. For example, the farmer background gives you strength, constitution, and wisdom to choose from. Oh, it's not just Tasha's, it just pigeonholes you between 3. The Wayfarer background gives you dexterity, wisdom, and charisma. Oh, I love my classes that use dexterity, wisdom, and charisma. Okay. And then they're making new art. Let's go to the comments.
General confusion and praise.
No way. Did they put Wolf Elf somewhere?
What?
Somebody
Did
in the
they?
comments said
Did
my
we miss
favorite
it?
Wolf Elf.
I think that they may have fixed it, but they didn't fix the change them.
That's so funny.
Wait. Wait. I'm looking. Wait.
Control F that bitch.
I wish they made
Oh,
Wolf
true.
Elf.
One of one. No, it's only in their comments, so they must have fixed it. But
They
they
fixed
didn't
it,
fix
but they
the
didn't
typo at
catch
the
tie
end.
them.
No, they didn't
They
catch
didn't
tie
fix tie
them.
them.
Mhm.
No one comments about it. We
So top
Nor the
2
half orc, it
comments.
seems. Where are the half? Why did the
Gone.
half elf die?
reduced to atoms. You don't get them.
They mentioned that in like a
That's my
UA a
favorite
while ago.
one.
You
They
can
were like-
choose to be one. You just there's no stat block for it, so you just pick human or elf.
Yes.
But I liked the half elf stats were cool.
Too bad. They don't like it.
You can simply roleplay as it now.
Yeah, let's read the answer from Da Beef 2112. Assuming it works like it did in the playtest, you can still be a half-elf or half-orc, but you choose either the elf/orc or human traits for your character, then describe your character as being somewhere between the two species. So 2 players in a party could both play half-elves, but one uses human traits and the other uses high-elf traits. The big change is that you're now not limited to these 2. You can now combine any 2 species with DM approval, I assume. So if you wanted to be an elf-orc or dwarf-human mix, you could do this now.
What I'm hearing.
You know, you could already do that if you were creative enough and talked to your DM and had an understanding of maybe how to homebrew a frickin' species.
So what I'm hearing is I can now finally play my Grung Minotaur half race.
Well, no, because Grung isn't in this PHP.
I don't care.
It says down here, where was it? There was a guy. He is just you.
Oh my
Pour
god,
one
he's
out for
totally
Grung.
me.
Pour one out for Grung. I will find a way to homebrew it into the 2024 PHP.
This is
No,
supposed
they're
to be
gonna sell it
backwards
back to you as a
compatible.
module.
True. This is supposed to be a backwards compatible thing. So I'm gonna get Grung Minotaur in 2024 D&D, and I'm gonna be like, it's supposed to be half.
Now the real question is,
Neat.
when you say Grung Minotaur, is it half Grung,
Grungatar.
half like the mythical creature Minotaur, or is it like half human with Grung legs?
No, see, I think it's
Or
split
is
down
it
the middle.
Grung top half on human legs?
No, I see. I think it's split left,
Which is
right.
worse.
So like the left
Oh.
half is a big human leg that's beefy, and then
Yeah.
like a muscly arm, and then like a cow head. But then the right side is can't touch the ground, like 3 or like 4 inches long arm, purplish. It's like as a
You just
gross
want to create
combine
a
and a
deformed
weird leg.
creature.
Yeah.
You just...
Yeah, and I can according to the rules in 2024.
Backup character idea? Backup.
So no variant rules to recreate half-elves and half-orcs. And orcs whose powerful build are no longer power lifters. At least the Goliaths and ASMR inclusion is cool.
Justice for half-elves.
Huh?
Justice for half-elves?
Yeah, that wasn't a comment. That's just me saying justice for half-elves.
Jordan, there's somebody saying you can still play the old optimizer races. They're just not in this book. Chill.
Yeah.
Someone's telling you to chill. Maedra Dawnkeeper is telling you to chill.
In all caps, Jordan.
Mhm.
I'm
in all
so sorry
caps.
for offending your delicate sensibilities.
Chill!
No.
Alright, well, we probably gotta go to bed /eat, so we'll leave the backgrounds and
Isomar
origin thing.
only get to use radiant consumption 1 time per long rest?
Oh!
Alright guys, I'm just gonna take a quick peek at the backgrounds and origins before we depart for the night, because surely it won't be there, but my eyes!
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks.